Are you in Canada, USA, UK, or Germany? Guess what? Home isn't as far as you think. Nigeria is just one click away. At Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, we bring you that authentic vibe, latest news, hot entertainment, sports gist, kiddie shows, and all the flavors that feel just like home. It's pure Ninja energy, anytime, anywhere. No matter where you are in the world, you can vibe with us live. Just download the Eagles FM app on Android or iOS and keep the connection alive. Because home is where Eagles FM is.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
For so long you've been silenced. We have just found your voice. Take it, use it.
You assess Nigerians before we become politicians or before you become a member of any political party. The kind of things that happen in Nigeria, this is so obnoxious that if God looks down from heaven, you realize that we are really paying for our sins.
Speak your truth and be heard on the Eagles Morning Rise, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on.
It is exactly 7 minutes gone past the hour 9 on the AM side, and this is Eagles Outlook, where we talk politics and current affairs. My name is Uduak Daniel, and yes, to also put it out there that today is International Day of Clean Energy, and the theme is Clean Energy for All, right? And did you also know that in view of today's commemoration, pollutant fuels for cooking cause 3.2 million premature deaths annually, claims more jobs than in the fossil fuel industry. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't know that, now you know, and the conversation will be trending on here as we go conversational. Remember to also keep it short and simple when you are indeed going to add your voice in the discourse this morning. Now, we'll be looking into matters that concern the commotion that is going on between the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory as well as workers, FCT workers, over indefinite strike action. So the strike by the Joint Unions Action Committee, JOAC, of the Federal Capital Territory Administration workers started due to unresolved demands. We were starting from the genesis. Let's go from the beginning so you have a clear understanding. Now, these unresolved demands include payment of promotion arrears and other outstanding entitlements. Now, regarding the lawfulness of the strike, the FCT minister Nyesom Wike has taken the union to court, and he is arguing that the strike is very, very much unlawful and that it disrupts government activity. So the National Industrial Court has granted an interlocutory injunction, and this is restraining the union from continuing the strike. And they are citing the applicants, that's the FCT minister, have shown sufficient grounds for the courts to intervene. So the move by the minister is lawfully justified in the sense that he has sought court intervention to resolve the dispute. But the court has ordered the union to suspend the strike, and the minister's action is in line with seeking a legal solution to the issue. So, however, though, the union, that is the JUAC, they have vowed, they have said they will not stop, they will continue the strike. and they're actually arguing that their demands have not been met, and that they will not be intimidated into suspending the industrial strike. So this is more like no winner, no vanquish. We're not going anywhere until something is done. However, the Wike is also alleging that, look, I've resolved everything that has to do with all of your demands. Yeah, so I've done that. So why are you guys still going on a strike? Are you trying to make me look like the bad person here? Remember that this strike has been ongoing for quite some time now, and the minister, Nyesom Wike, has taken the Joint Unions Actions Committee of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to court. Despite the claims that by the FCT management or FCTA management that most of the workers' demands had been met, the JUAC rejected the assertion and insisted that issues at stake remained unresolved. So it brings to mind the issue of, hey, if you say that you're sick, if your child, imagine, I'm giving you a scenario, your child says, oh, mommy, daddy, I'm sick, right? And you say that you've provided drugs for the sickness. If you have really done. Now, JUAC is saying that whatever you said you met in terms of demands for the workers, our demands, you have not met. So don't come here and give us pay-per-view conversations, political statements, telling the world that you have met what you've not met. Going back to the analogy that I gave you, if the child persistently cries and keeps asking for medication even after you've told your neighbor, who's deceiving who? That's the question. But does the FCT minister have the right to seek legal solution? Oh yeah, he does. And that's why he has gone under the purview of seeking the industrial court's action, which was granted to him, by the way. But it does seem as though JUAC is saying, we will not back down because you have not answered our issues. You have not committed to resolving the problem. Recall that the FCTA workers had issued a 7-day ultimatum to the government, and that ultimatum expired on January 19 of 2026. And that is what led to the commencement of the strikes. So the workers are actually demanding payment of promotion arrears and other entitlements, outstanding entitlements. But then this is where we are. And it brings to the issue of some very stern, straining questions. But before that, let's meet the civil servant who has sought anonymity, working at the FCTA Secretariat, sent in a message. She says, it's a she actually, she says, and I quote, "The strike has affected my livelihood. I wasn't paid my salary for December, and now I am struggling to make ends meet. I hope the government resolves the issue soon." But where are we with the government? Where are we with the government in this matter right now? As we will get to take a listen from our guest, Comrade Gerald Okachi. He's a human rights activist, a public affairs commentator, a social analyst, and a conflict resolution expert, and he'll be adding his voice in the discourse this morning. Good morning, Comrade.
Yes.
Are you
a
there?
very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Comrade. Feels good to hear your voice.
Yes, feel good too. How was the weekend? Good morning to Nigerians.
Lovely, Comrade. But it doesn't seem as though the weekend has been very fair with the FCTA workers, because even though there has been a judgment granted in favor of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, talking about cushioning or stopping the strike, the JUAC, the union, have said, no, we will not stop because you've not met our demands. And yet the FCT administration says, we have met most of your demands. So, Comrade, help us unbundle this, because Nigerians and the family members are trying to understand the scenario right here. What exactly is going on?
What is going on, as far as I'm concerned, is governing Abuja by injunctions while worker staff. You see, when a government repeatedly ends up in court with its own worker, the issue no longer talks about legality. It's issue of leadership failure. The decision by Wike-led FCT administration, to sue workers or even to get a court injunction or court order, whatever, over the indefinite strike, exposes a trend pattern. And that is the substitution of dialogue with litigation and governance with force of law. Yes, workers must obey the law, but government must also obey agreements reached. Justice and common sense should prevail here. This is a disturbing pattern, not an isolated incident. This strike does not in any way exist in a vacuum. Under the current FCT leadership, we have witnessed strikes by medical and health workers disrupting healthcare delivery. We have also repeatedly seen workers shut down the area council, paralyzing local council administrations. We have also seen prolonged strikes by primary school teachers, keeping children, mostly from poor homes, out of school. When strikes reoccur across sectors, civil society and decent voices must ask the hard questions. Is every worker suddenly responsible, or is governance consistently failing?
Right.
And your guess is as good as mine.
So in this
Courts
case,
are not too for silencing labor.
right.
Taking workers to court may win an injunction, as in this case scenario, but it loses moral legitimacy. Courts cannot pay salary arrears. Courts cannot restore dignity to labor. Courts cannot rebuild trust. So using legal threats to suppress industrial action without addressing root causes amounts to administrative intimidation, not leadership. And that is the hypocrisy Nigerians must confront. Government officials regularly preach patience to workers, sacrifice to citizens, understanding in hard times. A situation where, of course, as at this morning, secondary schools in FCT have shut down. I don't know about the primary schools. In solidarity to the striking FCDA workers. And at the same time, we are seeing in social media the same minister that is getting court injunction is celebrating the children that are graduating in foreign land. That is double standard. So if we must put it the way it is, delays to paying entitlements and the breaches of agreements and response to frustrations with lawsuits, these contradictions fuels anger, not stability. Not anytime workers resort to the last hope that we all know, maybe striking or industrial action, you begin to remember that there are essential services arguments which should not become an excuse. Yes, Abuja holds essential services. Yes, strike disrupts public life. But we must, as a people, as decent, reject the idea that essential services justify essential neglect, which we are seeing in this administration. If teachers are essential, pay them. If health workers are essential, treat them as such. If government workers are essential, fund and manage area councils properly. You cannot declare workers essential only when they withdraw their services.
But comrade,
yeah.
the FCTA management is claiming that 10 out of the 14 demands by the striking workers have been met, including payment of 13 months hazard allowances arrears and 1 month's wage award. And the workers are insisting that their issue remain unsolved. Where's the disconnect here? Because some of the agreements include payment of arrears, minimum wage, right? That's the implementation of the 70,000 naira minimum wage for FCTA staff. Promotion, that's approval of promotion of over 2,000 FCTA and FCDA workers. Despite all of these, the workers' union, JOAC, is vowing to continue their strike, and they're saying unresolved issues such as non-payment of promotion arrears and other entitlements. I mean, it's still before the National Industrial Court right here. Would you say that we are using interim power to using the instruments of government to subdue the voice of workers in this case? And do you also think that the workers have the right to sue the minister himself?
Oh yes, I do. In fact, as at this morning, I know that they have covered the courts, including solidarity from TUC and NLC.
Right.
This notion or narrative that out of the 14 demands that 10 have been met is part of propagandas and issues that we have seen the government of the day, especially this Wike administration, embarked upon against the workers, which is not good. There were accusations of issues of promotion, wherein they claim that they wrote the exam, they observed mass failure. There were also issues of wage award and those entitlements that have taken months. And it appears like when we begin to see responses from government is when maybe the workers have resorted into strikes. You begin to hear this kind of talks. If actually you have met 10 out of 14, you should be in the dialogue table to present your argument. If indeed the claims are true, just like I have read out the pattern in this administration under Wike, primary school teachers spent almost entire term without pupils going to school. That's the post offering. Under his watch, not once, not twice, many times we have seen health workers. Even as we talk now, I'm sure that the Jehusi or thereabouts are still on strike. Area councils have been shut down. So, are you going to say maybe all these workers are irresponsible? Assuming we are to go by the narrative. Indefinite strikes are flawed, but so is permanent neglect. You agree with me that indefinite strikes, yes, they haunt public and they are problematic in our system because as of today, the students, the pupils are not in school. Workers must follow lawful procedures, especially when they begin to express their agitations. But let's also make it clearly. No worker wakes up one morning and chooses hunger over work for fun. Strikes are symptoms of bad governance. And that is the disease. So, the danger of governing by force, a government that rules by injunctions instead of inclusion, treats instead of transparency, calls instead of conversations, is laying the foundation for endless industrial unrest. Today is FCT workers. Yesterday it was medical workers. Tomorrow it will be another sector. So the best thing we can demand in this situation is transparent negotiation, not cosmetic meetings. Publications of agreements, timelines, let the public see who is defaulting, and not, releasing press statement that you have made 10 out of 14. We must also have independent mediation, not partisan legal warfare. Respect for labor rights alongside public interests. You can force workers back to work, but you cannot force loyalty, productivity, or peace. Abuja does not need a government that wins court cases against workers. It needs a government that keeps its words. Until governance becomes humane, accountable, and dialogue-driven, strike will never and will always be the end result to every conflict.
So you're saying that one solution is right in front of us is because the government have failed to keep to their own side of an agreement. Is that where
that has been the issue?
That's just what it is. Okay.
That has been the issue. If you listen from the side of the angle from the striking workers, they have been consistently, being in lamentation that sometimes when they are supposed to be on the state table, you will not see those that you are supposed to have the conversations with. So the right to strike is recognized in our laws, but it's not absolute.
So if I'm striking now, comrade, and I go about blocking roads, shutting offices, disrupting the smooth running of the FCT administration, is that something that any minister would condone? Because I'm sure if you were the one, you would not condone that. And that's what the FCT minister has taken to the industrial court against the workers.
If I'm the one, you will not even get to that point. You will not even hear of it. There were ministers before Minister Wike. Yes, everybody has areas of his merit, and everybody has the areas of demerit. In terms of infrastructure, he's superb. He's the best so far in FCT. But when it comes to human capital development engagements, I think he needs to improve in those areas.
All right, let's save that thought.
Because there have been ministers before him, and those ministers manage the situation better.
Okay, let's save that. Let's save that thought. Opening the phone lines. I mean, family members, join in the conversation now, because you must have a brother, a sister, a friend, a family, a mother, or a father who is indeed a worker within the FCTA. And just as we have Yunus Sedantan Ibrahim, send us a message via WhatsApp earlier on during the newspaper review segment, lamenting about the situation of the FCTA workers and all. I would love for you to also add your voice in the discourse. Where do you think we're having a fallout? And do you think that the Minister of FCT is being irresponsible, as well as looking into the fact that are we always leveraging on this industrial court every now and then and using it to take advantage of the poor masses or the people who are seeking their legitimate rights? Number is 0907-353-0044. The other number, well, let's just stick to this one, and we'll take this call now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, I'm Chimezie calling from Asokoro.
Chimezie, welcome aboard. Talk to us very quickly.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Mr. Wike is just taking Nigerians for a ride, and I believe there's no need to court action. Let him do the needful, because he knew the arrangement, he made the agreement, he said agreement is agreement. He had failed in River State, now he's carrying his failure over to Abuja. I don't really understand what this man stands to gain. By all this, his attitude, must you be in opposition? Must you be boxing up everybody? People are not well treated. My brother, come to some hospitals. I consult sometimes. You see them, you consult them, or they consult you. They don't have money to buy the cheapest drug. You think of their ACT workers. Go to schools, go to Durumi. I repeat, go to Durumi too. You will weep for what they are doing in this country. So why won't he pay them? Meet the agreement and stop telling us stories. All the things you talk about the interest, are we going to eat good roads? Do you enjoy those with empty stomach? Where are your bus stops? Nothing is working. Whatever court action he's resorting to will not help him. Okay? Listen, Nigerian government are taking people for a ride. You think that you can quell every protest? Let us pray it does not result to what my mind is telling me. Not everybody's mind. It will come to a point you will be asked to fire, you will say you will not. Even tear gas, you will not have the strength, because the government has not really treated you well. Thank you very much.
All right, Chimezie right there saying, don't box Nigeria. Don't put Nigerians to the wall, because you may not like the outcome. But what do you think about this, though? Because the minister is seeking legal action, and he has gone to the industrial court. And there are some who believe that the court, rather than just taking the suit from the minister, should indeed maybe caution the minister off the record and say, hey, if you had an agreement with these guys, why not just keep up with the agreement rather than unsettle, and ruffle some hair? That's not very advisable. But then keeping the peace is very important, as Chimezie is also saying. You don't eat the good roads, but does it mean that the good roads are not essential too? Hello, good morning.
Thank you, Barrister. Good morning, Barrister.
Yeah, Obasanjo, good morning. Where are you calling from?
Barrister, I am calling you from Amali, my community in Niger State.
Awesome, Obasanjo. Talk to us, though, quickly.
Thank you. Justice, our guest over there.
Yeah.
Good morning, Daddy. You have tried. You have said it all. Every day, it's all about Wike. Every day, it's all about Wike. Every day, it's all about Wike. In River State, Wike. In Abuja, Wike. In Nigeria, Wike. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Although he has said it all, he's not a Christian. So the voice of the people, the voice of God, and a lot of some of my uncles, my friends, and my brothers are workers in Abuja. But let me tell you, Kai, the way Wike is treating the workers in Abuja in FCT, it's so worrisome. Some people usually go back to beg for food. Begging for food. Why? Because the salary is not working there. And every day they will keep saying, Wike is trying, Wike is big. We have a failed government. Completely, we have a failed government. Let me just keep it. I don't want to even talk about Wike. Why? Because it's enough for somebody that is educated.
Right.
A word.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Obasanjo says. I would not talk plenty. Enough. In a word is enough for an educated person. Well, I guess we are all educated right here, whether formally or informally. Education is education. Well, I've got a timeout, and comrade, you will be here with me. Let's just go on this timeout. We will come back with a time in a short bit, and we'll take your calls.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
There's so much more to enjoy when you fly in Emirates Economy. More legroom, delicious regionally inspired meals, complimentary free-flowing drinks, and the latest movies, TV shows, music, and live sport. Some of the best entertainment in the skies. And our family services make your journey simple and fun. Plan your next trip and start the holiday early in Emirates Economy. Fly Emirates, fly better.
Power Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Our properties national best.
Please listen to this important infomercial. It's Powell's time on radio. Abuja. Powell Homes and Shelters Limited has come with a vision of transforming housing through innovation, style and integrity. At Powell Homes and Shelters Limited, we deliver affordable luxury, comfort and reliability in real estate. We offer genuine lands, elegant homes, modern designs and flexible payment plans to make your dream home a reality. Visit us today and experience excellence you can trust. Our address is number 52, Suez Crescent, Abacha Estate, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. You can call us on telephone number 081-510-20000 or 080-925-70000. The number to call us once again is 081-510-20000 or 080-926-70000. Now let's hear what your sister and veteran Nollywood actress Patience Ozoko, Mama G, has to say about this company.
My people, my name is Patience Ozoko, popularly known as Mama G. G for General. Do you want to buy genuine lands and other properties and need a brand you can trust? Think Powell Home and Shelters Limited. With a reputation built on honesty and reliability, we ensure your investment is secured. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing personalized service tailored to your needs. Join countless of satisfied customers who have found their dream properties with us. For inquiries, please call 0815 102 0000 or 0809 257 0000. We can get you property from any part of Nigeria. Think real estate, think Powell.
Thank you, Mama G, for that wonderful talk. Remember, our office is at number 52, Swiss Crescent, Abacha Estate, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. We also have branches in Enugu, Owerri, Oka, and Asaba, and Nairobi. Think real estate, think Powell.
One Way Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Our properties national best. Invest your money, create a better future. A real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Real estate. Our properties national best.
One Way Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for property. Our priority is to satisfy our client to the best.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, SEC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Things they happen for our community, eh?
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
Hey, yeah, that one my own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join media collation and awareness to hold trafficking, MICAs, on I Wish I Knew radio drama and program every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew radio drama and program is brought to you by MICAS and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now is the time in right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. If you're not following through the YouTube channel that we have on YouTube, where we have an audiovisual radio experience for you, well, you should be get there right now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Eagles FM Abuja. Do the same with the Facebook page wall and spread the love across every other social media platform at Eagles FM Abuja. We're still looking into the matter that concerns the FCT minister and the wobble or the scuffle that he has with the FCTA workers. They're talking about workers in Nigeria. Not a lot of people are laughing or smiling at this, as quite a number of workers have allegedly or have alleged that the FCT minister has done them a grave wrong. Well, it's your turn to tell me what you think, what could be the way forward, because quite a number of issues concerning the social life, the economic capacity or impact that this is having on, the local economy in Abuja. How is the strike affecting the local economy? Because the implications of the strike is that it may lead to increased prices of goods and services. Nobody's even talking about that yet. I mean, how will the strike also affect social services in Abuja? Because the implication is the strike also may lead to reduced access to healthcare and education, just as the comrade, our guest, had mentioned that even some secondary schools already shut down in solidarity. Now you see how this can spread into every other sector of the economy in Abuja, which is the Federal Capital Territory. And many are saying, if this is happening in the FCT, what is the hope that other states have in view of issues like this? Because many a time it is believed that the FCT is supposed to be an example for other states to emulate. Now, you should also recall that sometime in this year, that's this month, January 8th, if I'm not mistaken, a coalition of leaders within the All Progressives Congress APC operating under the PCS Forum, ALF, and the Tinubu Shatima Solidarity Movement, the TSSM, they had issued a strong worded open letter. And they were calling for the immediate removal of Nyesom Wike as the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. And they are citing insubordination, anti-party activities, and threat to national unity. Well, the number is still here for you now, 0907-353-0044. That is 0907-353-0044. Better still, you can send a message via the WhatsApp portal number. That is 0909-705-4450. What are your thoughts on the matter? What do you think? What's the way forward? Is the minister right in going to the industrial court seeking a judgment to restrain the workers from going on strike? Or are the workers, on their rights too, having given a 7-day ultimatum that expired on January 19, and now they have gone into an indefinite strike? Indefinite. It always scares me every time I hear that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I am Mr. Chris, and I am calling from Lokongoma.
Awesome, Mr. Chris. Talk to me, Mr. Chris. What do you think, and how do you feel about this strike that's going on and the minister's actions in view of it?
Yeah, I think the FCT minister, the way that people are talking about him, I didn't see him this way.
Okay.
And for me, I feel that he's doing his work.
Okay.
And that is why he's given that position. He's not the president. And what he's doing in Abuja as FCT minister, I've not seen any FCT minister that have done like this since how many era? So for me, he's in the right track.
Okay, can I ask you, Chris, a question? Okay, Chris is out. I was going to ask Chris a question if he was an FCTA worker, because maybe that would have changed the conversation. But, well, I respect it. Chris says, as far as he's concerned, the minister is only doing his job. Comrade, minister is only doing his job. That of all the ministers that have passed through the FCT, Wike is the only one, to him, that is doing his job, is working. So as far as he's concerned, the minister is only, whatever the minister does is doing it under the purview or within the purview of his office and ability.
You see, Eugene.
Yes.
When one politician keeps making headlines for controversy, the question is no longer who is against him or whether he's doing his job. It is what kind of leadership style produces this. Wike practices confrontational governance. He prefers public showdowns to keep problem solving. Conflict keeps him visible, but visibility is not the same as good governance. So, to him, power must be seen and felt. Wike believes authority must be asserted, and that is why we have seen assertive executive system in almost all in all his governance endeavors. I'm sure maybe the kind of dialogue that organized labor always engage whenever issues of workers' welfare is being discussed goes with a lot of pressure, and perhaps he's not skilled in that. So this makes every disagreement a media event, a legal battle, and a political fight. So he tries, is a pattern that is not new to Nigerians if you follow the system of leadership of Wike. But then the question you should ask yourself is, when this speech cuts across sector, what does this suggest? It's as simple as one thing, and that is systemic failure. Choosing court, suing workers, has a recurring response. Court can, yes, enforce orders, but they cannot build trust. That is key to leadership. Court cannot fix broken labor relations. every decision affects diplomats, national institutions, millions of residents. His confrontational style is now under a national microscope, and it's not good for our governance.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my gentle Yudi.
Oh, good morning, Yunusa Anthony Ibrahim.
Yes,
welcome aboard.
Ironman Yunusa Anthony Ibrahim, all the way from Abaji.
Talk to us, Yunusa. What do you think?
In lieu to the discussion on board.
Yes, exactly.
I thank the guests in the studio and also thank all the family members of this radio station.
Right.
Wike's administration is too bad. Let's call a spade a spade.
Too bad. Okay.
Wike is too bad.
Okay. Go ahead.
Since his inception as the FCT minister, the complaint have been a problem. Complaint here and there. Yes. You cannot concentrate in infrastructure development, building roads, and leaving your workers in pain. It's not the right way. Let's call a spade, Mr. UD. Yes.
So Yunusa, which one should have been more prioritized some more? Is it workers' welfare over infrastructure?
Workers' welfare.
Okay.
By the time you employ workers without giving them the needful, it's going to be a problem. Okay. Things will fall apart. There will not be achievement. And it is not proper for workers to be shouting here and there. For over 2 years in FCT, no promotion since he comes to the FCT as a minister. The district heads today in FCT, our district heads, are also in the forefront complaining of Wike's attitude. I think we need to have that knowledge of governing the masses. Okay? As I speak to you, pensions, FCT pensions are not remitted since last year, May.
Since last year?
National housing funds are not remitted. And these are the problems. These are the loopholes. Okay? The wage award are not paid. Even the incentive or the entitlement that belongs to you is he will pay you the entitlement in pieces. So it's becoming alarming. And then now he has dragged the union to the court. And I believe here in the FCT, we will not put our hands and be looking at that kind of actions, necessary actions.
Okay.
Because we need development.
Great.
And lead to this, I will plead and call the attention of the president, that is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to caution Wike. We have been saying this in this radio station that Wike need to be cautioned. And if he refuses to listen, other peoples are there. Many competent hands are there. They can be picked as the FCT minister. Not only Wike to be the minister at all the times, we're having problem here and there, having problem in River, having problem with our military officers, having problem with teachers, having problem with FCD staff, having problem with the district head. It's too bad. Thank you very much, Yudi.
All right, appreciate that. It's too bad having problems, just one person recurring every now and then. When it comes to the faces of problems, when it comes to the issues of lack of welfare, you keep calling one name, Wike in Abuja. That's what UNISA is saying. But UNISA also says there is a need to prioritize welfare over infrastructure. Comrade.
You see, Nigerians are struggling today, due to a lot of policies that the current government have embarked upon, due to hard times, and people expect empathy, fairness, listening, not hardline responses, which we have seen Minister Wike, being becoming his way of governance. It makes the whole thing look insensitive, even when they are legally justified. I do not think that trying to suppress the rights of workers with regard to getting court injunction is the best way to go about in this situation.
So what is the best way?
You must not be seen to be constant in controversies. Everywhere is weak. Good leadership reduces conflict. It doesn't multiply it. So if you are exerting good leadership, there's no way you'll be running into controversies or conflicts. I expect dialogue. I expect talking to. Those people you are taking to court have people they are listening to. You saw the way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu intervened with the issue of ASU and put a lasting solution to it. We saw the way he has managed issue of NLC and TUC, that under his watch, they hardly go on industrial action. That is leadership. And that is what we expect an appointee of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu like Wike to emulate, and not confrontational in almost everything. He doesn't tell good about his pedigree. Sometimes they can be legally justified, but the way he approaches it, makes it very provocative. And it's not something we expect at this particular point in time.
So you
are taking the workers to court. Has it solved any problem? Rather than solving the problem, it's escalating it. Because he tries in always being in the media, he wants to be discussed, whether good or bad, so that he will always be relevant.
Well,
that's what I see there.
Many have said that, in fact, if this strike should persist, that we will see a heightened insecurity within the environs of the Federal Capital Territory. Do you agree with this?
Not just insecurity, we will be facing economic downturn.
Really?
There will be challenges. Now that teachers are joining, who knows the next people that will be joining? In court today, information I got is that NLC and TUC have sent their delegates in solidarity. There are volunteers of series of lawyers in defense of the workers. So, do you think you can win such a thing? If thousands of people that are supposed to be working with you are against you, does it make sense?
But comrade, do you think that the issue is about lack of funding? That maybe the funds are not available? Maybe that's
we can have enough funds than any other minister in the history of FCT.
Okay.
I don't think it's lack of funding.
Okay. Let's take this call.
His issue of governance is political will.
Okay.
His priorities, where he pushes his priorities first.
Let's take this call then. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
I'm calling from Wike.
Okay, go ahead. Very quickly, though.
Honestly, the minister is not getting started straight.
Sorry? Hello. Can barely hear you now. Can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, fair now. Go ahead.
Okay, the minister is not getting his priorities right.
Okay.
I should understand that building roads is not generally a dividend of democracy. And in fact, it is the easiest way for any government to lose money in Nigeria. Because a kilometer of road will cost a 10 kilometer, what a 10 kilometer of road will cost will be what it will cost 1 kilometer in other countries. The cost charge for construction is very, very realistic. If the government wants to work in Nigeria, there should be estate. Look at like Fairfax Town in Lagos, 2004. That's what the government is supposed to do. It's not doing that.
But the government already has renewed hope. Is it estates now? Buildings.
That is what they think that they inherit, and as if they are not to anybody as far. These are categories of people that are going to be.
No, I'm not sure.
No. When they build it, when they finish building it, they will share it among themselves. That's how they get all these estates to see about. They don't really build them from the scratch themselves.
Okay.
When they are building, they use government money. Later, they allot it to themselves. Now, you're not. In fact, most of the people that I know that are teachers, even my electrician, the wife, they've been complaining of lack of pay, of promotion, and we've attempted to do selective promotion. All that is there.
Up until now? Up until now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Then those who are working FCT, I have teachers. You see the way they complain, even the secondary school. Those working with him, in fact, most of them see them as if there is a personal slaves. If they have no right to talk when he's talking, you have no right to correct something or share something. He wants to be the CNC of everything. He's not a master of all. He's not. He can listen to people, take solutions, and do the right thing.
All right.
And let's not forget that we have the indigenous, the original inheritors of Abuja that are also not being considered for employment in level 1 to 5, which is wrong. Especially there should be. There should be.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate. Comrade, there's a lot going on right there. But anyways, comrade, if you were to put an icing on the cake, what is it going to be?
Well, if I'm to put icing on the cake, I will simply say that Wike is not always in the news because he governs badly, but because he governs loudly. And in today's Nigeria, loud governance without empathy sounds like injustice. So he should review his engagements. You must not be seen to be engaging with every people. You know, you are only the person that is right, others are wrong. Sometimes there are battles that legally or morally you are right, but then wisdom dictates that you become flexible for justice to prevail.
Okay.
Become flexible for especially people you are leading to have understanding. Become flexible so that those things you want to achieve with regards to governance, you can as well achieve it, not by intimidation that we are seeing him engaging in almost resolution to issues that he can use dialogue to solve. I think it's time he need to go back to his he's the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to learn how he manages to engage successfully in almost anything